Welcome to video 2. In this video, we're going to go over a little bit about the Wishpond story, where we started from with content marketing and blogging, and where we are now. We started blogging in 2012, and because our platform was focused around building social media contests, we targeted social media keywords, Instagram marketing, Facebook followers, that kind of thing. And very quickly, we were able to get SEO dominance for those keywords. This is at a time when not everybody under the sun was writing on social media or blogging in general. So we got a little bit lucky and we put a lot of energy into it. And we managed to get a huge number of readers. The challenge, though, was that very few of them were actually upgrading to a free trial. Out of 177,000 readers that we had last June, only 0.07% of them were upgrading. So something had to be done. The strategies that we use and the strategies that I'm sharing with you in this video course, blog funnel optimization, lead generation, segmentation, lead nurturing, these were the strategies that really brought about a huge change for us. We increased blog conversion rate by about 80%. So from 0.07 to 0.12% of our total readership has converted as of, June 2017. So we're really happy with it. I just want to share exactly what we did. The first step was driving traffic. Now, we were driving traffic before, but what we did was we developed a strategy to drive high quality traffic which we knew would convert at a higher rate than traffic we were generating before. Before, it was highly SEO optimized traffic that was very top of funnel, traffic that was traffic that didn't really know a lot about what we did or wasn't very likely to buy. So what did we do? We created awesome download-worthy content. For me, awesome content has to be long form. It has to be at least 1,500 words. These are articles that are super high value and super comprehensive. They take a really in-depth look at what your subject is, and people just find them far more valuable. They share them. They're far more likely to share. They're far more likely to read fully, and they're far more likely to save and download the article if you give them opportunity. Another thing that awesome content has is images and examples, real-world examples, screenshots of people who implemented the strategies you're recommending or have done the exact strategies that you're talking about and have found success. Actionable strategies. So these are things that people can take away from your content and say, I got this tip from James and I'm going to implement this right away. These are things like HTML that you can just plug right into your website to take action on a strategy, or a campaign optimization tip that you can just take right away and say, like, James said that you could do this thing and I saw that he had real world examples of people who had done it. I'm going to add this to my campaign and find success. New strategies, so new or novel things that no one's necessarily talking about. As we all know, there are millions, almost 3 million blog articles are published every single day. If you want to create content that people really find valuable and want to subscribe to receive or download through a content upgrade, I'll get to that in a little second, you really need to be coming up with something that's new, novel takes on an old strategy or a totally new, innovative take. Also, proven strategies. You got to use statistics to prove the things that what you're saying is true. You also want to use stories and personality, introduce yourself into each blog article so people start thinking they have a bit of a personal relationship with you as the writer, you as the thought leader. This is going to be extremely valuable down the line when you prompt them to buy. They're going to say, I'm buying from James, not a faceless corporation. A couple examples of this. On the left here, you see an article that I wrote a couple months ago where I interviewed InVision, which is a app kind of UX platform that allows you to prototype software. And I interviewed their team, and they're all remote, and I got some really valuable insight, and I offered all that insight from that business to our readers. And because it's all actionable and proof-based, it was very valuable. People really responded to that. On the right side, something kind of similar, I reached out to a lot of top thought leaders around the email marketing space and asked them for their top strategies on how to create an email list. And got some great responses, wrote them all up, and this kind of content that is, here's what the top people are doing, you can do it too, people really respond well to. The second thing that we did to drive really high quality traffic was influencer outreach. I'm sure you're aware that there are far more influential people in your industry than you or I. And these people can drive huge awareness and introduce you to an entirely new audience, a whole new target market that you may not necessarily be exposed to currently. The problem is getting them to pay attention to you. And once they pay attention to you, actually speak on your behalf and say, this guy behind me really knows what he's doing. I would listen to what he's saying. And there's a few kind of ways that you can do this. The first is to create content which includes or features an influencer. So I showed you before that interview that I did with Envision. I spoke to their head of content and their head of marketing, and both those guys gave me really valuable insight. And as a result of my talking to them and being friends with them throughout the process of the content creation, they shared the article on my behalf, and they continue to share the article on my behalf because they get something out of it, and so do I. Second strategy is to create content which relates to something that you know an influencer is interested in. I always use the example of Seth Godin, a very, very popular thought leader and influencer in the marketing industry. And if he's, let's say, on a productivity kick, he's writing a lot about like how he is so productive and what he does, how his days look to create as much as he does and to do as much as he does. You know that's what he's interested in. So if you create content that is based around that subject, share it with him and say, hey, Seth, I've created this really comprehensive guide to productivity or team productivity. I would love for you to take a look at it, and if you think it worth it, I would love to share. That kind of interaction with an influencer, creating content almost for them, is a really powerful way to get them on your side and get them to share with their massive audiences. Who are we kidding? A couple examples of this. So we did a Q&A series with a lot of the thought leaders in the marketing industry. Jonathan Dane of Client Boost. Client Boost is a ad agency, and he's a popular, quite outspoken CEO of that organization. And the copy hacker Joanna Wibe, she's again quite a popular conference speaker and thought leader in the marketing industry. We reached out to both of these guys and asked them a few questions about kind of what they were doing and what strategies they recommended to newbies to the marketing world, and their responses were fantastic. And as a result, they shared both of these articles with their own audiences, and of course with our target market, because they are within our market. So everybody that they know, we want to get in touch with. We did quite a few of these Q&A series with different people all around the industry and found them really successful. The next video, we're going to be breaking down the exact thing that we did to turn these readers, these high quality readers that we got through these two strategies, into leads, and how exactly your business can do the same.